organized by the APTI Kerala State Branch. As we progress through this FDP series, we now turn our attention to two of the most dynamic and impactful domains of pharmacy education, namely pharmacology and pharmacy practice. These disciplines form the bridge between pharmaceutical sciences and patient care, ensuring that the graduates are equipped not only with scientific knowledge, but also with the competencies required for safe, effective, and evidence based healthcare delivery. The recognized curriculum reflects the changing landscape of healthcare by incorporating competency based learning, clinical integration, experiential education, and emerging technologies. It emphasizes the development of professionals who can contribute effectively in hospitals, community settings, industry, research, and public health. Today's session will provide valuable insights into the subject-wise reforms, curricular innovations, implementation strategies, and future directions in both pharmacology and pharmacy practice. The discussions will undoubtedly help institutions prepare for the effective implementation of these significant changes. I am confident that today's deliberations will be highly informative, interactive, and beneficial to all participants. Thank you, and I wish you everyone a productive and enlightening session. To chair the first technical session on pharmacology, it's my privilege to invite Dr. Mangirish Narendra Deshpande, who is an associate professor in the Department of Pharmacology at the Ponda Education Society's Rajaram and Tarabai Bandekar College of Pharmacy, Goa. With over 18 years of experience in teaching and research, he has made significant contributions to pharmaceutical education, research, and professional service. Prior to joining academia, Dr. Deshpande gained valuable industry experience working as a dispensing pharmacist, a professional sales officer for 1 year, and a quality assurance officer at Blue Cross Laboratories for 2 years. Dr. Deshpande completed his master's in pharmacology from Goa University, securing first rank in M.Pharm, and further earned his PhD in pharmacy from RK University. An active researcher, he has published 25 research papers in national and international peer-reviewed journals. His research achievements have been recognized through several awards, including first place in the poster competition at international conference organized by IPS Academy and the second place in the oral presentation competition at Apticon Jaipur. He holds 3 Indian patents to his credit. Dr. Deshpande is currently involved in a consultancy project under a memorandum of understanding with Amsarveda Pharmaceuticals. His research endeavors have attracted competitive funding, including a research grant of 5 lakhs from DST Goa and a seminar grant of 2 lakhs from the Goa State Research Foundation. In the field of professional leadership, Dr. Deshpande was elected unopposed as the president of the Association of Pharmaceutical Teachers of India, Goa State Branch, and also serves as the elected member of the Goa State Pharmacy Council and is a life member of the Indian Pharmaceutical Association. His academic contributions extend to university governance, where he serves as member of the faculty board and member of the Board of Studies of Goa University. Additionally, he acts as nominee of the Committee for Control and Supervision of Experiments on Animals at various academic institutions and industries involved in preclinical research and animal studies. Through his dedication to education, research, professional leadership, and regulatory service, Dr. Deshpande continues to contribute significantly to the advancement of pharmaceutical sciences and pharmacy education. Sir, may I kindly request you to take over the proceedings and introduce the speaker for session 1. Over to you, sir.
Thank you, sir. Good evening, everyone. Am I audible?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. So at the outset, I warmly welcome all the faculty members, researchers, and delegates to the 5th day of the Faculty Development Program, Pharma Syllabus 360. I extend my sincere appreciation to the office bearers of the Association of Pharmaceutical Teachers of India, Kerala branch, for planning and organizing this thoughtful, insightful, and much-needed faculty development program. Such initiatives play a vital role in helping educators and stay updated with the evolving academic and professional requirements. In today's session, it focuses on the changes introduced in the new pharmacy syllabus, particularly in the areas of pharmacology and pharmacy practice. The revised curriculum aims to enhance competency-based learning, strengthen the clinical and patient-centered approaches, and align pharmacy education with the contemporary healthcare needs. In this session, we'll be discussing brief overview of the key changes incorporated in the syllabus of pharmacology and allied subjects. We will discuss the rationale behind these revisions, the major additions and modifications, and their implications for the teaching, learning, and assessment. So today, topic will be the clinical practice. It will be taken by the Saikat Sen sir, and the topic will be clinical practice-oriented reforms, competency-based learning, and patient-centered education and industry and healthcare integration. The pharmacology syllabus is spread over all 8 semesters in the 4th years, and starting with our allied subject, our base subject, human in the semester 1, human anatomy, physiology, and pathophysiology, and as a practical, human anatomy, physiology, and pathophysiology 1. In the earlier old syllabus, human anatomy and physiology was one subject, whereas pathophysiology was an individual subject. The problem with the drawback of this was most of the time the teacher is to teach one normal structure and functioning of one system, whereas another teacher, subject teacher, is to teach pathophysiology of the other system. So it was not aligned. So that is taken in consideration in this new syllabus where human anatomy, physiology, and pathophysiology has been merged. So can both all the anatomy, physiology, and pathophysiology can go hand in hand, can align itself. In the semester 2, we have the second part, this and human anatomy, physiology, and pathophysiology 2, and practical, that is BP 208P with of the same subject. To start with the pharmacology is starting in the semester 3. In year 2014, the earlier syllabus in the pharmacology department, there was no subject in the semester 3. So there was a gap which was been introduced, which has been taken care in this new curriculum, where general pharmacology will start in the semester 3. Now, earlier it was just a hierarchical ranking, pharmacology 1, pharmacology 2, whereas here the pharmacology has been divided into general pharmacology and systemic pharmacology. General pharmacology, we have both theory and practical, whereas in semester 4, we have systemic pharmacology, and in semester 5, systemic pharmacology 2. So, and even the practicals of this, both systemic pharmacology 1 and systemic pharmacology 2. In the next semester, that is semester 6, in the next slide, sir. Okay, in the semester 6, we have elective subjects, which there is principles of preclinical studies. And in semester 8, we have clinical pharmacotherapeutics. Now, in this syllabus, there are many subjects which have been dedicated or which can be aligned to the Department of Pharmacy Practice. Now, earlier syllabus or in the till now, many colleges doesn't have the pharmacy practice department with dedicated PharmD staff. Earlier, in earlier syllabus, there was hardly 1 or 2 subjects which was dedicated to pharmacy practice. So even the private management used to think like why to take a regular faculty for one subject. But this is not the case. This cannot be continued with the new syllabus. In the new syllabus, there are many subjects which have been aligned to pharmacy practice department. So most of the time it was pharmacy practice subject was taken or handled by pharmacology department. But now there will be a dedicated pharmacy practice department with the PharmD staff. So with this brief overview, I would like to introduce our guest for today. So today is my honor and privilege to introduce our esteemed speaker, Dr. Saikat Sen. Dr. Saikat Sen is a seasoned academician, a senior administrator, and research scientist with over 18 years of comprehensive experience across academia, clinical pharmacy operations, and research leadership. He has demonstrated excellence in managing major institutional grants, driving curriculum enhancement via board of studies, and orchestrating the national and pharmaceutical infrastructure and compliance. Sir has more than 6,000 plus Google Scholar citation with H index of 34 and publications of 134. He has published 7 books and authored 27 book chapters. He has 5 patents to his credits and he has guided five PhD students. He is instrumental in getting the grants worth 1.2 crore plus, including the 68.82 lakhs grants of DBT Government of India and a grant of 51 lakhs from ICMR Government of India. Sir has received and recipient of many awards such as Outstanding Researchers Award for the stellar research from the awarded for stellar research outcomes in the academic year 2022-23. Dr. Saikat Sen is listed in the Stanford University of list of world's top 2% scientists for consecutive 4 years, that is 2022, 23, 24, and 25. Sir has also received a Sushruta Best Young Scientist Award conferred by Bose Science Society, affiliated to DST, Government of India. Sir has also received a Dr. APJ Abdul Kalam Award conferred by Marina Labs, Chennai in 2018. Sir has received an International Trevor Grant by Science and Engineering Research Board, ACRB, to present the research at Taiwan. Dr. Saikat sir is affiliated to many professional associations such as Secretary, APTI, Assam branch. Then he is a life member of Association of Pharmaceutical Teachers of India. He is a fellow life member of Indian Chemical Society. He is a fellow member of Bose Science Society. He is a life member of Indian Pharmaceutical Association and Indian Pharmacological Society, a member of Society for Ethnopharmacology. Dr. Saikat Sen is now working as a Dean Faculty of Pharmaceutical Science at Assam Downtown University, Guwahati, India. This is on behalf of the participants. I extend my warm welcome to Dr. Saikat Sen. So I hope this discussion will help us in better understanding the updated curriculum and facilitates its effective implementation in our institutions. I welcome you, Dr. Saikat Sen, sir. So over to you. I request all the audience, all the delegates, if any questions are there, any queries, questions, or thing, you can post it on the chat box, which can be taken once the session is over.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, over to you, sir.
Thank you, sir, for this introduction and giving me the opportunity to present today. So, just a minute, sir. I am facing program.
Sir, please share the PPT.
Anish sir, actually, sir is joined from another account, so make him as a co-host. It's not able to unmute him. That's about.
1 minute.
One more is there. Just checking.
Right. Sir, make it a slideshow, sir.
Sir, shall I log out from here? Because in
No,
laptop it is
sir.
showing that
No
unmute.
issue, sir.
No issue.
Sir, in laptop it is showing the host is not allowing participant like that.
No,
No,
your
sir. It
slides
is
are
visible.
visible. Just
Visible, sir. Now it is
My
visible.
slide is visible, but okay, I'll just continue like that. Okay. So
sir, slideshow, sir.
okay.
Yeah, okay.
So very good evening to one and all present here. The session chair and esteemed members of the APTI Kerala branch, along with the participants, and I can see some of my teachers are also present here today. So I'm fortunate that my teachers are also is there. So today's first session, as we are talking about the reimagining the pharmacology or in the PCI curriculum, how it is developed, the pharmacology curriculum considered to the 2016 and 2026. What is the changes it is there and how these changes it is going to help our students, even for us also. So that we are today I am going to discuss in brief. So my topic, it is going to be covered. What is the different curriculum transformation, including the pharmacology position? Then what is the physiology or the philosophy involved in the pharmacology curriculum changes? Then course was differentiating between previous syllabus and this syllabus, including the what are the practical changes is there, AI pharmacology integration, and of course the some of the courses also related to the pharmacology, which is positioned itself in the AEC or the SEC courses, and summary of the my talk. Now, coming to the, of course, I'm not going to discuss the details about the pharmacology and healthcare, but as a teacher, we know that what is the role of different pharmacology in healthcare. Now, whenever we are talking about the role of pharmacology in healthcare, this is one of the foundation which deals with the drugs, which deals with the different pharmacokinetics, pharmacodynamics, or you can say that what is the clinical outcome of drugs. So that is actually we are dealing into the pharmacology subject. Now, it is very much important that we should position ourselves with the need of the future, or what are the changes it is going into the industry level, into the society. So that actually need to be addressed. Now coming to that, if we are talking about that, if we are considering 2016 syllabus, we can find that it is mainly the knowledge centric. Whereas in case of the 2026 syllabus, it is the outcome driven. Now this is about the all over the curriculum whenever we are considering. Of course, in case of the pharmacology curriculum also, we can see these changes also integrated, where the knowledge centric to outcome driven focused it is there. That means to empowering the students with the knowledge along with their skill, value, and the attributes, which is very important when the students it is going from the a institute to the real world. Now coming to that, we can see that there is a in 2016 and 2026 curriculum, overall credit was reduced. Of course, it is considering the NEP 2020 whenever we are going to partially implementing this NEP 2020. Partially, I'm talking about that except the exit entry, that multiple exit entry, that point. So whenever we are implementing this NEP 2020, we have to reduce these credit, And whenever the total credit is reduced, it is nothing but to reduce the burden of the academic, or the more you can say that giving the credit hours and all, but the increasing the same time we should increasing the qualitative outcome. So that is one of the main philosophy of this curriculum revision, what I have understood. Along with that, there is a multiple courses it is included under the skill enhancement or the that is ability enhancement courses. So this is also is important to relocate some of the credit from core to this AAC, SCC or the VSC courses, and to include some of the new courses which is very much essential for future ready pharmacists. Now, if we are talking about this condition, what we can see into the core curriculum of the pharmacology syllabus, first thing is that as we have understood, and since I have also present few of the session whichever going through last few days, so this is the root learning, or we can say that it is we are knowledge driven to competency based model we are driving. So pharmacology syllabus also positioned in itself so that student can not only gather the knowledge but also to skill, also to update with the new information, with the new skill, with the new requirement which is required for their positioning themselves into the world, that is into the market. Next, enhance academic flexibility. Whenever we are talking about the academic flexibility, that means which SEC course he or she want to take, which skill enhancements course he or she want to take, or the value-added courses. That is all about the giving the academic flexibility. That means based on the interest, based on the need, the student can select. And there also we can see that some of the pharmacology related courses are there, which is very much essential for the students when he wants to more attractive, or you can say that more interested toward the pharmacology related courses. Next is digital integration. Again, another important steps whenever we are talking about the digital integration, because based on the digital integration, that means AI integration, because now the world is moving into the AI era. And in case of the AI era, what we can find that in the pharmacology subjects, or you can say that clinical things, it is also required from either if we are going to the industry, it may be not only into the that is production and all, but into the pharmacovigilance and drug discovery. The role of the AI we cannot you can say that ignore. So the students also need to be understand this one. They should be ready for the future. That's why digital integration, another important steps into the new pharmacology syllabus or the curriculum. Next is modernized and improved practical curriculum, another important aspects, because if we see that in details about the courses or the curriculum, we can find that these are the very much important. The some of the we can say that courses or the practical courses, or some of the practicals which was included in addition to the previous syllabus, which that means the basic practicals which are very much important. We can see about that research oriented several practicals were included into this curriculum. So that is very much essential to make the student ready for their future journey. Simultaneously, regulatory and workplace readiness content also it was included. Now, in case of the regulatory or the workplace readiness content, we can say that whenever a student is graduating, he need to work either into the industry or as a regulatory practice or as a startup, etc., related to the pharmacology curriculum and all. So those things also it is integrated into the different courses of the pharmacology. And this is actually it is going to give us the benefit to the students a lot. So coming to that, this is a comparative. If we are seeing that in 2026, in first semester, second semester, human anatomy and physiology is included. Then third, there is no basics core subject. Again, fourth, fifth, sixth, that is, it is integrated into the pharmacology 1, pharmacology 2, and pharmacology 3. And eighth semester, again, two elective subject is there, pharmacovigilance and pharmacology. And credit is almost, of course, in second semester, pathophysiology also is there in the second semester. And theory credit, it is like that of the 4 credit for the core elective 3 credit, excuse me. And for the practical, it is 2 credit. Now, we can see that pathophysiology, it is integrated with the HAP. And it is now in the first and second semester, HAPP, HAP 1 and 2. And then after immediately completion of in the second semester, this HAP 2 pharmacology, general pharmacology, it was started, which gives the basics. Then coming to the systemic pharmacology 1 in the 4th semester, and then in the 5th semester, systemic pharmacology 2. And then it is coming to the 6th semester. Again, I can say that these are the interlinked subject. Of course, it is there because meteorovigilance and hemovigilance, whenever we are talking about the vigilance and all, it is the related subject, may not be a core subject, but it is a related subject which is integrated as a AAC. And in the AAC, preclinical studies, principle of preclinical studies was integrated as a practical. Then in the 7th semester, AI in clinical application. Now this, again, this subject, it can be correlated with the pharmacology. It can be also correlated with the pharmacy practice. The curriculum is designed like that, so it can be positioned in itself into the both the cases, pharmacology and the pharmacy practice, because we know that both are the integrated one or linked one. So through this AI integration, there is a major shift it is there into the pharmacology also, along with the other key courses, where the importance of the AI or the role of the AI or the area where AI can be work, so that is integrated. And in the 7th semester, another is the pharmacovigilance. In the pharmacovigilance, again, it is one of the key subject. We can say that if we are broader sense, if we are considering this pharmacology, so that is also it is integrated. In 8th semester, we can find that clinical pharmacotherapeutics, again that particular subject, it is interlinked with the pharmacology and the pharmacy practice, because if we are seeing the thoroughly that particular subject, it is discussed along with the pathophysiology to the you can say that understanding of the pharmacotherapeutics. So these are the, in general, what are the changes where we can observe into the previous syllabus and into the current syllabus. Now, first, if we are considering this HAP versus HAP. Now, pathophysiological integration and clinical orientation, this is very much important, because in case of the, as we have told previously, human anatomy physiology, it was included into the first semester and second semester. But in case of the new syllabus, the subject was it is given as human anatomy, physiology, and pathophysiology. So there is a pathophysiological integration. Previously, pathophysiology, it was there, if you are considering that here in the second semester as an individual subject, but now in both the semester, pathophysiology, it is integrated. That means anatomy, physiology, and pathophysiology are to be taught together in current syllabus, which considered as a one single block, and as all are the interlinked, anatomy to pathophysiology means anatomy, then physiology, and pathophysiology, disease condition if we are considering. So that can be taught together, which will helpful for the student to understand the concept, understand the course into the better way. So this is very much important. That is the seamless disease integration. It is not only stopping with the how the organs is structure of the organs, or what are the working of the organs, but also the disease condition, what are the changes it will be there. So that integration, it is there. That is one of the key changes in this. Next is to functional understanding, as now it is integrated. Physiology and pathophysiology both are integrated. That means the student should study about the healthy tissue working and cell injury the simultaneously. So that is again, it is provided a you can say that easier understanding for the students, and to understand the organ system, to understand the condition into the better way. Diagnostic focused. If we see that the several experiment and all are included into the new curriculum, which is giving the a diagnostic focus. Now, if we are talking about this diagnostic focus, we can say that like use of the new equipment, which is actually going to help when he or she, it is after completion of their degree, they will go to the for their job. It may be the hospitals, it may be the any diagnostic centers, it may be any other places. So use of the sophisticated instrument, like previously manual hemocytometer is the hemocytometer you are doing, but nowadays cell analyzer it is used. Of course, the by manual things we can understand the basic and all, that is fine. But nowadays, whenever our healthcare system it is moving into a better direction, into we can say that better way. So in that case, the use of the sophisticated or the advanced equipment it is necessary. That's why use of the cell analyzer. This is just an example. We can find the many of such example over there. So use of the sophisticated instrument and the diagnostic focus it is there. Next, it is given into the focus into the clinical practice. Now, several case studies or the file of information, study of different files of the patients are included, which is one of the major important for the clinical practice, because this is giving the opportunity for the student to understand the problem, what can be happens into the better way. Because whenever we are talking about the in general, that is about the disease and all, that is giving a theoretical approach, understood, but the practical thing, it may be a more complex one. That's why whenever the students will deal with the case study, he will deal with the patient files and all, he will understand this into the better way, and he can actually we can say that he can think into the better way about the practical situation. Next is hand-on training. Now, in case of the hand-on training on the CPR, which is the basic, very important and the basic need, it is included. Along with the interpretation of the result. Now we can see these are the things, it is very we can say that important, though it is a small steps, but this is a very much important step. Previously, WBC count it is there. Now, of course, the WBC count is there, but now with the WBC count, he or she, student need to go for the interpretation. So this interpretation actually it is required, and this will, we can say that make the student as a future ready student. So interpretation, it is important. So these are the some of the very basic thing which was included into the current system. Now coming to the pharmacology curriculum progression, as we see that in case of the pharmacology curriculum, general pharmacology, it is included into the semester 3, and in case of the general pharmacology, the foundation of pharmacokinetics, pharmacodynamics, drug discovery, evaluation, toxicology, all those things it is included. Now, this is very much important whenever we are talking about the pharmacokinetics, pharmacodynamics as a basic, along with the drug discovery and the evaluation of the pharmacology. In case of the semester 4, systemic pharmacology 1, the drugs act on the ANS, CVS, blood, kidney, the drug acting onto the autocoid, respiratory system, and immune system, it was included. And semester 5, systemic pharmacology, the drugs acting onto the CNS, psychiatry, then chemotherapy, endocrine system, and GIT, it is included. So it is the, we can say that the in the newer curriculum also it is divided into the 3 semester consecutively, but it was started from the semester 3. Similarly, if we see that in semester 6, 7, and 8, different AAC and AAC, SCC subject was included. I'll come to that into the latter part. Then in the semester 4, AI into the clinical application and pharmacovigilance, and semester 8, pharmacotherapeutics, which was included. That means if we are considering all those things, we can observe that in 2016 syllabus, pharmacology start from the 4th semester, and now in 2026 syllabus, it is starting from the 3rd semester, and later stage, the application-based courses are included. So, course pharmacology, 3rd, 4th, and 5th, and 6 to 8 application based or the job oriented courses related to the pharmacology is included. Again, that it is one of the major consideration or the major part of this new syllabus. Okay. Next is, if we are considering pharmacology practicals. Now coming to the pharmacology practicals, because pharmacology practicals, again, it is evolved a lot compared to that previous curriculum. Of course, we know that in the pharmacology also we have some limitation. That means we cannot use the animal. We cannot able to carry out the in vivo experiments and all into the UG level. Therefore, it is previous, we can say that practicals, it is the theoretical based or the software based. But in these cases, along with the software based practicals, several other practicals were included, which is going to help the students greatly. For example, coming to the First, that is pharmacology core subject, general pharmacology. Now, 6R concept of the CCSEA is included, which is very much useful for students whenever in the later stage, maybe into the PG research, or it may be the other way they are going to do the animal study. So the concept, it was integrated. So that is important. Study and determination of the pharmacokinetics parameters. Again, a important area where the pharmacokinetics not only to the study but determining the different pharmacokinetic parameters are also included in the general pharmacology. Along with that, estimation of LD50 value. Clear? Estimation of the LD50 value, it is included. Again, this is going to give a understanding to the student to determining the what is the process of the determining the LD50 value and how it is actually required. So this is very much important. Next is drug protein interaction using UV. Again, another important point where that is the students they can do something into the pharmacology, because generally we are talking about that in the pharmacology software based the students, so they are doing, students are doing in the software, no lab work, and also that can be now reduced by integration or changes into the in the general pharmacology courses. Of course, other than that, different that is software based experiments are also included. I'm not going into that, but what I'm making, what are the major changes it is occurred. Similarly, as I told, in the pharmacokinetics parameters, we can say that Cmax, Tmax, Ke, T-half, Vd, Td, AUC, all those things can be determined, of course, by giving some hypothetical data and all. Student can carry out. Similarly, LD50 value also, by giving a set of data, they can calculate. So by the calculation, they will give a practical knowledge how it can be analyzed and how it can be performed into the industry. So this is very much again important for this pharmacokinetic and LD50. Similarly, using UV, they need to do the drug protein interaction. Drug protein interaction, generally we are talking about the theory, but not into the practical level. Now it is integrated into the practical level. And a major move, the software experiment now not limited to the that is in vivo, that means animal experiment, but to understand heterogeneity, chromosomal changes, microtubule test, etc., which is actually going to help, because now the stimulation software, it is there in, even into the industry, even into the drug discovery. So by using the different type of the software, the student can understand or student can experience better. So this is about the general pharmacology. Coming to the systemic pharmacology, that is into the that is the 4th semester, case studies are included. Now, if we are seeing about the again case studies are included into the systemic pharmacology, which is a you can say that case study of what? Case study related to the disease. For example, case study to study the drug-drug interaction or the rational use of the drug used into the asthma. That means they will get the practical knowledge or the clinical knowledge. In case of the asthma, if we are giving the 2 drugs, how it will be interaction. So that means we need to give the focus into the clinical aspect. And here we can say that mainly whenever we are talking about the pharmacology, even into the classes, when as a teacher we are going into, we are giving the maximum emphasis into the mechanism of action. Of course, that is very much important. But similar kind of stress we also need to give into the drug interaction, adverse effect, which is very much practical oriented, and it is required into the clinical practice. Without understanding or without knowledge on the drug interaction, rational drug use, etc., we cannot be a good clinical pharmacist. So that focus also we need to change ourselves too. Next is cell viability assay. In vitro studies like anti-inflammatory, antioxidant enzyme, different antioxidant enzyme, lipid peroxidation, serum, albumin. So all those studies are included. And we know that what are the importance of this in vitro study. Whenever we are going for a research and all, we need to perform these studies. So the students, it is not only concentrating on the in vivo study through the practical, but also which are the important or the basic in vitro study which is required into the pharmacology. So they will get emphasized into the systemic pharmacology. Now coming to the isolation of the polymorphonuclear cell, again, some of the key changes or the practical oriented where the hand-on they can perform, this is included into the systemic pharmacology 1. And again, if we are coming to the systemic pharmacology 2 in the 5th semester, what we can find again the case studies. Again, in the case studies, we can find to understand the disease condition, to understand as a clinical pharmacist, what should be our role, along with, of course, along with the other in vivo computer-based practicals, which are there. Along with that, the predicting the drug discovery, ADME, so that is also included here in practical syllabus, and also for this ADME properties, toxicity, which is one of the important part of the drug design. So the software package, again, all those things, again, if we are considering the software package, so the students will get the knowledge from the very early stage how these softwares or how we are performing this ADME, predicting drug activity, toxicity through the software, which is also are in use into the industry. Along with that, also it is there like cell culture technique, it is now included. Of course, we have not written, but cell culture technique, it is included. Then it is included about the that is the antibacterial sensitivity testing of urine culture. That means again the practical orientation, like the antibacterial sensitivity testing in the urine culture. Also, it is included in as a case studies, it is included into the systemic pharmacology 2. And of course, as we have told, network pharmacology, it is included in this syllabus, which is very much important steps for upgrading the students. So relevance, these changes, it will be useful for the students to prepare for the future research, for drug discovery, and for the precision medicine for future as a clinical pharmacist. Now, if we are talking about the that is pharmacology lab, because these labs, it is one of the important changes, or we can say that important part. So if we are talking about the what are the changes from the 2016 to 2026 syllabus, knowledge based to competency and the outcome centric, students now can not only can perform, but they need to interpret, which actually required for enhance the ability of the students. In case of the experimental orientation, the encourage the analytical thinking and decision making, because they are through the different case studies, they are interpreting the data, they will encourage the thinking, critical thinking ability, and development, excuse me, of decision making skill. In case of the clinical correlation, now improve patient care. We can already observe different courses it was designed so that students can prepare themselves for the patient care orientation. In case of the skill development, broader professional competency it will be there because laboratory skills it is increased, interpretation of the data it will be increased, communication and the clinical application it is included. So the skill development it is another important part through which will be focused through this. Next is problem solving, as already critical thinking, critical thinking power it is increasing through the different case studies. Integration with the healthcare, because now the pharmacy practice, pharmacovigilance, clinical pharmacotherapeutics are integrated. As I also told that several courses, it may be the clinical pharmacotherapeutics, it may be the pharmacovigilance or AI, the pharmacy practice and pharmacology now it is connected into the better way. Research orientation, because the students are doing a lot of from the in silico to the different in vitro study. So their internship and the research project skill, it will be going to be improved. So this is all about the major core subject. Now, if we are talking about the AI, what we can observe that through the AI into the clinical application, whenever we are talking, the focus into the supervised learning for the clinical data monitoring, how the clinical data to be monitored, different pharmacovigilance software or the process he or she can understand, student can understand, and detection of the bias, ethical transparency, automated decision making, all those things it will be included. Along with that, predicting the ADR, therapeutic response, ICU stay, all those clinical pharmacology or the pharmaceutical practice consideration, it is increasing. So precision dosing, enhanced vigilance, pharmacovigilance, or the decision support. So all those it will be easy through the AI. And nowadays AI it is now in the real world. There is a for this thing AI is already in use. The students will equipped with that particular skill. So through this AI and clinical application, we will get the future ready pharmacists who can able to utilize this intelligent technology for the patient care, precision medicine, and clinical decision. So overall to improve the healthcare outcome. Now, in case of the pharmacovigilance structure, we can say that previously pharmacovigilance it was the elective subject. Now in the final year, now it is considered as a 7-semester final course subject. Again, outcome basis changes it is there. Traditional pharmacovigilance ADR focused into there. They are now integrated with the different tools, sophisticated tools and all. How the pharmacovigilance monitored, actually it is monitored into the national level by the government through the different centers. So those things it is now integrated into this pharmacovigilance software. Then we can say that different practical utilization of the software are also included in the pharmacovigilance. So the students can understand the better way, and for the ADI reporting, drug safety, he or she can work into the better way so that medicine related risks can be reduced to improve the patient care. So all those things, again, it is the some of the fundamental, basic and important changes were made. Now coming to the pharmacotherapeutics, again, these are the subjects it is related to the pharmacy practice as well as the pharmacology also. So in the clinical pharmaceutics, we can find that it is the help to transform the pharmacy student from the learner of drug action to the healthcare professionals, because the changes, what is the patient-centric clinical pharmacotherapeutics. That means to understanding the medicine. Previously, he or she is understanding the medicine and etc. Now, from the understanding medicine to optimizing therapy. So, for the better patient outcome, so that is focus. So, which is very much important in the clinical pharmacotherapeutics. So these are the changes were very much important, and through these changes, students will learn a lot, and hope along with the students will also study more and will also learn into the better way about the actually about the situation, global situation of the market. And as I have told, SEC courses. Now, in case of the SEC courses, vigilance it is included. Now, in case of the vigilance and hemovigilance, we can say that it is provide a holistic patient safety, because the patient is using the medical device, he or she is using the different blood product. Now, if the vigilance or monitoring of those things it is less, the patient clinical outcome it will be less. So that thing it is again important. And what is the national guideline? How regulatory it may be into the material vigilance program of India or the hemovigilance program. So all those things students will learn, you will understand in the better way. Global competency standard that is also included, which will be very much helpful for the students, and clinical track record it is there. So through this way, through this vigilance and the hemovigilance subjects, students can able to understand the we can say that the content which is related to the core pharmacology, and of course it is a part of the pharmacology and the pharmacy practice. So that is again it is important. And in case of the principle of the clinical studies, because the clinical study is important, so you know that into the drug discovery. So in case of the either CC, SCA mandate, ISA mandate, what about the toxicity study? What is the normal regulatory procedure of that to carry out animal experiment? How to design a animal experiment? About the pharmacokinetics, about the histopathology, all those things he or she can understand through the principle of the preclinical. Again, of course, this is again under the skill development. It is a practical. Interested student who are very much interested about all those arena, he or she can go through it, choose it, and he can be get the knowledge in the better way. So in conclusion, I should say that what is the shift? Now, shift is from studying how the drug is work in the applying the knowledge. Of course, that will be there. Knowledge it will be there. But how this knowledge is applied for the patient benefit, for the healthcare advancement, how the students will get the be ready for the industry. So that is important. So perform, interpret, and apply. So that is important. Whenever the student, as a student, he should get the knowledge, he should perform, he should interpret, and he should apply whenever he is going into the real order. So perform, interpret, and apply. So that is the students, we are making the students through this syllabus, so that you will get this thing. And there is as already it is discussed, there is a key changes into the pharmacology practical. Now it is the competency level, patient centric, outcome based, and research and innovation oriented. So focus into the data analysis, interpretation, of course, along with the knowledge, clinical correlation, molecular and cellular techniques, drug discovery, patient care, and safety. So these are the some overall shift or outcome we are predicting when these students it will come out, they will complete these courses. So with this, my special acknowledgement to the Association of the these pharmaceutical teachers of India, Kerala State Branch. I'm very much thankful to Sharad sir, Shujit sir for inviting me. I am also thankful my institution, Assam Downtown University, as well as my teachers. As I have first mentioned, some of my teachers, including my PG supervisor and philosopher, Dr. Ashok Kumar Kesar, also he is present here today. I'm giving in my acknowledgement to one and all, and of course, my fellow colleagues who have listened me since last 40, 50 minutes. Thank you, sir. Thank you.
Yeah. So what happens is most of the time when there is syllabus change, the blind implementation of the syllabus is done by most of the faculties, not in pharmacy, but not only in pharmacy, but in any other program. But this won't happen when with the faculty who have attended this FDP and especially your session, because you have explained very nicely, elaborated the changes and explained very precisely how why these changes have been incorporated in the new syllabus and what is the actual difference between the BPharm 2016 syllabus and BPharm 2026 syllabus. So you have very well explained the pharmacology lab engineering as well as pharmacology related skill enhancement course and ability enhancement courses. With this precise and opt information given by you, transition from old syllabus to the new syllabus will be smooth, hassle-free, and most importantly with the knowledge why these changes have been made. Thank you, sir, for such an informative lecture. And now session is open for the questions. You can post your queries or you can even raise the hand. You can post your queries or any questions in the chat box. Any doubt if you audience or any delegate have, they can post their questions. Yeah, so there is one question in the chat box. You can see it. Dr. Sujit is asking that can you suggest some software which can be used in simulated experiments and are the present softwares competent for this new syllabus?
Thank you, sir. Actually, in the syllabus, as we have seen, some of the practicals which is related to the drug discovery, it is related to the kinetics, as well as it is presently several it is there into the teratogenicity it is there, but of course there is a several software it is there which is freely available, because we are also into the search, because of course some of the, like you can say that for the CAD and all, there is a lot of software it is available into the uh, uh, open source software it is there. So I think at first we can go for the open source software for this CAD and all, for the drug discovery network, pharmacology also. And along with that, we can go for the some of the softwares which is also given by the WHO. Exactly name I have, I just to go through some WHO and other things also they have given about the some of the software which is very much helpful for we can say that like um, uh, the toxicology studies. So in the OECD, some toxicology studies are there. So some open software is there. In case of the network pharmacologies, we can go for the Cytocap, ODoc, Autodocs, all those softwares it is there, which is either the open version it is available, and also the free or limited version it is available. So that thing we can, I think, go for it as of now.
Yeah, right, sir. And many other softwares, I think PCI also will come up with the ordinance, this suggesting the softwares.
True, sir. True, sir.
Yeah. Thanks a lot, sir. Thanks a lot for your informative session. And I want to thank FPTI Kerala branch for such an informative FDP.
Thank you,
Over to
sir,
you, sir.
for inviting me and giving me the opportunity. It is my honor and privilege, sir.
But sir, next.
Saikat
Mute,
sir,
sir. Sir, you are
can
mute.
you please?
But sir.
Thank you, Dr. Mangirish Deshpande and Dr. Saikat Sen for the insightful session on pharmacology. Now we move to our second technical session, focusing on pharmacy practice. To chair this session, I am pleased to invite Professor Manju CS, who is working as Professor of Pharmacy Practice at the College of Pharmaceutical Sciences, Government Medical College, Kozhikode. She secured B.Pharm degree and M.Pharm Pharmacy Practice degree from the College of Pharmaceutical Sciences, Government Medical College, Thiruvananthapuram. She is a recipient of the Gold Medal from Kerala University and the G.P. Nair Award from the Indian Drug Manufacturers Association for securing the first rank in B.Pharm. She has an MBA in HR Management from IGNOU and a Public Relations and Corporate Communications certification from Calicut University and is pursuing her PhD from Kerala University of Health Sciences. She has 20 years of teaching and research experience and is a postgraduate guide as well. She has several scientific and professional publications in national and international peer-reviewed journals. She was a former member of the PG Board of Studies and a current member of UG Board of Studies, Kerala University of Health Sciences, and DPharm Board member of Directorate of Medical Education. She has been serving as an officer in charge of the Hospital and Community Pharmacy of Medical College, Kozhikode, for the past 8 years. As an expert in pharmaceutical care services, she was invited as a resource person in workshops, seminars, and trainings organized by the Kerala State Pharmacy Council, Health and Family Welfare Department, HLL, Doordarshan, and other professional organizations. In 2014, she was bestowed the Best Pharmacist Award by the Kerala State Pharmacy Council in the academic field. She is an executive member of the Indian Pharmaceutical Association, Kerala State Branch, and an active member of the Association of Pharmacy Teachers of India and Kerala Pharmacy Graduates Association. Madam, may I request you to kindly take over the proceedings and introduce our resource person for session 2.
Thank you, Subhash sir. Warm good evening all. Once again, welcome all dignitaries, resource persons, colleagues, faculty members, and all the officials of APTI to today's second session of Pharma Syllabus 360 degree online FDP on revised Pharmacy Council of India B.Pharm curriculum. As we all know, the main focus areas of the National Education Policy 2020 is quality, excellence and relevance, access, equity and inclusion should be affordable, and there is accountability. To achieve the focus of the NEP 2020, every curriculum, not only the pharmacy, every curriculum should be designed with the multidisciplinary involvement, innovation to the current needs, vocationalization, ease of learning and flexibility, automation, integration with the other areas, autonomy, and it should align with the local context and be relevant. To achieve these national objectives, Pharmacy Council of India designed the new B.Pharm curriculum. In this, let us see the major changes in the pharmacy practice area. That is, shifting the pharmacy practice from content to competency. In the core areas of the effective communication practice, at present it is nominal in the syllabus, but in the new syllabus there is theory and practical. And regarding the pathophysiology of disease, the new syllabus, it is integrated with the physiology from the first year itself. Then regarding the public health, the social pharmacy and public health as a subject is included. Then there is community interaction and exposure. The previous current syllabus, it is minimal. The new syllabus, there is more community activities, and the therapeutics is patient-centric, and there is enough facility for research. That is, the practice is evidence-based. Along with the students will develop some soft skills that are like ethics, then communication skills, teamwork, concern for patient safety, concern for public health and public health evaluations, and the outcome is the improvement of community health. And based on this National Education Policy 2020, the new PCA syllabus uplift the practice of pharmacy. That is, it will become more patient-centered pharmaceutical care, and there is public and community health orientation, effective healthcare communication, pharmacovigilance, and all is with the digital and artificial intelligence integration. The new syllabus will help the future professional to apply this acquired knowledge into practice by demonstration of the acquired practical skills, laboratory work, simulations, internships, learning from experience, and they will be able to how to address the challenges related to patient care, like regulatory frameworks, human values, and legal responsibilities. There is continuous learning and professional development. At the end, a pharma graduate will be able to use the pharmaceutical knowledge proficiently with the scientific and analytical thinking, along with ethical and professional integrity. The graduate becomes proficient in patient-centered practice with a good communication skills and practice readiness. All these are achieved through teamwork, leadership skills, and problem-solving skills. The graduate become a lifelong learner and good in digital and technological awareness. The shift from knowledge-centric to skill-centric, the education will provide better employability, and it aligns with the global parity and enriched soft skills. Thus, we will be able to shape the future of our nation from the classrooms. Today, our eminent resource person, Dr. Saikat Sen, Professor and Dean, Faculty of Pharmaceutical Science, Assam Downtown University, Guwahati, will discuss how the faculty and the students together can transform the learning into patient-centered professional practice, clinical and practice-oriented reforms with a real-world scenario, and the competency-based learning and patient-centered education for a holistic and personalized healthcare approach, industry and the healthcare integration to enhance the employability and career readiness. With utmost respect, on behalf of all who are present here, I welcome our resource person, Dr. Saikat Sen, to handle the session. I wish all faculty members and participants a delightful learning and teaching experience with the new PCI syllabus. Thank you all. Have a nice time. Sir, please.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you for giving me the opportunity. I'm audible, no, ma'am?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Okay. Thank you for giving me the opportunity to speak into the second session too. Of course, it may be little bit continuous session. It may be long. So I'll just want to focus into the core content into the pharmacy practice. Now, whenever we are talking about the transforming the pharmacy education, the role of pharmacy practice, it is very much important because it is nothing but a clinical shift. That means we are going into the clinical excellence. We are want to achieve the clinical excellence. And whenever we are talking about the clinical excellence, the role of pharmacy practice, it cannot be ignored. And I think in our new syllabus, this area having given one of the most importance. Now, if we are talking about today's my talk, it is mainly related to what are the curriculum changes into the 2026 strategic shift, course focus, and What about the 2030s pharmacists? Because we are starting with the 2026. So by 2030, we'll get our first batch of students or graduates. Now, in case of the B.Pharm curriculum, whenever we are talking about the patient-centered care, it is nothing but the communicate properly, collaborate and document. So that means to collect the information, to assess, to collect, to plan, to implement. That means it is a complex as well as the integrated, as Madam also have told, it is the multidisciplinary approach. So this is very much important. So in the 2026 curriculum, there is a structural shift, remapping the clinical subject across the semester. Why I am talking about the across the semester, we'll discuss later. Then pharmacy practice and public health evaluation. That is another important aspect. Then introduction of the healthcare psychology and digital health. It is very much important, which was mostly it was missing previously. And practical impact, how the students will get mastery of the clinical screening and emergency care. So these are the points have taken care of in new curriculum. Now, if you see about that, in previous curriculum, 7 semester, first, second, third, fourth, fifth, sixth, there is no specific pharmacy practice subject, but in the 7th semester, pharmacy practice theory it is there, and social and preventive pharmacy again it was there into the 8th semester. So last final year, the students it is knowing about this thing. Here, the shift started from the very first semester. Healthcare, psychology and communication skill, which is one of the most fundamentals of pharmacy practice or the clinical. Then social pharmacy and public health, it was introduced into the 4th semester. 7th semester pharmacy practice and AI in clinical application, as I have discussed this thing into the pharmacology also, and as I have told, this is the interlinked subject. Both the things component is there. So AI into the clinical application, and in the 8th semester clinical pharmacotherapeutics, the part of the pharmacology as well as the pharmacy practice. Excuse me. So this was there. Now, whenever we are talking about the strategic shift, we can, what are the major strategic shift we can observe? We can observe into the technology integrated, patient-centric and innovation-driven changes. That means the patient-centric moves from the medicine to the patient. Now, patient it is given one of the central role or the key point. Skill-oriented. Whenever we are talking that that is pharmacist to be ready for the clinical practice, he should have the adequate skill, because here the role of the skill is most important. Without the skill, it may be into the interpretation, it may doing the experiment, means diagnostic criteria or the life-saving skills. All the skill it is important. Multidisciplinary, it need to be multidisciplinary, because cross-domain knowledge integration it is there required. The digital health integration it is required. So multidisciplinary approach it is very much required in that case. And also the future ready pharmacist it is required, because if the students is not for the future ready, he will not be a good clinical, because clinical it will not come into the 1 or 2 months. They need to be practiced, they need to have the mindset. So this is very much important. So in case of the 2016 syllabus baseline, as I have told, majorly 2 courses was included in the 7th and 8th semester, pharmacy practice, excuse me, and social and preventive pharmacy. So we can say that limited practical exposure skill it is there. courses related to the patient care, it is related to the later stage final year of the curricula. But if we are considering it to the 2026 first semester, healthcare, psychology and communication, both the theory and practical. Fourth year, social pharmacy and public health, again theory and practical, and then pharmacy practice, AI and clinical application into the 7th semester, and clinical pharmacotherapeutics in the 8th semester. So what is the major transformation? Psychology. So which is the main important to build the empathy. It is introduced into the very early stage so that students get the knowledge about the or are capable to understand what should be the a pharmacist, what should be the mindset of the pharmacist as a pharmacist, how he or she should approach to the patient. So it is one of the major new domain it is included, which is very much fundamental thing. Then social pharmacy and pharmacy practice, it was it was upgraded and oriented towards the patient care with the new practical component wherever it is required. Then shift, all those things, if we are talking about the shift, preventive to the clinical therapeutic. So there is a upgradation, there is a new integration, and which makes this shift possible. Now coming to the first semester courses. Now in case of the first semester, psychology, that means healthcare psychology and clinical communication skill. It was introduced in first semester, both the theory and practical. Now, if we are talking about these courses, what is the major focus? Focus into the human behavior. It is focused into the perception. It is focused into the, we can say that attention, means attention into the clinical setting. Psychomatic mindset, understanding the connection between the body and illness. That means to understand the patient, because the patient, if we know that everywhere, if the in the hospital setup clinically, when the patient it will get a good counseling, good support, that will be most important thing before he or she being treated. So this particular point it is as a pharmacist, how we should speak, how we should counsel, that is very much important. So that it was integrated. Then coping strategic, training into the resilience and the stress management, how need to be stress management, resilience, all those things it is integrated into this first year. And communication, how need to be communicate, how need to be patient need to be addressed. All those key points are basic points are included into this this new syllabus. Now, in case of the 2026, what we are expecting, technical knowledge is important, but without the behavioral intelligence, technical knowledge may not be useful whenever we are talking about the patient care. So this thing, it is very much important and it is included. So core unit like human behavior, perception of the clinical assessment, learning and memory, it was there, development of the psychology, impact on the personality style, on the illness perception, which is very much important. And this is the basic when the patient is coming or we are interacting as a pharmacist also. That is the basic. Mental health, because the mind is, which is very much important to be healthy or to get, you can say that, recover. So mental health, all those things also need to be addressed. So silent features, if we are considering, inclusive communication and culture and appropriateness, it is the important thing, and which was included in this particular process. Now, if you see about the practicals, so practicals, whenever we are talking about the Counseling, patient counseling, diagnosis is there, empathy should be there, proper communication, advice. You should get means expert. Patient always want the listen from the expert, then support and the psychology. So learn. This is important. Therefore, what in practical it is there, role play. Role play is included, breaking the bad news for the emotionally charged clinical scenarios, the role play. So that is again a fundamental changes. It is included through the role play. Patient means a future pharmacist can understand. Empathy practice, crisis response, active listening drill. That is important, because whenever the patient is coming and if we are not listening properly, which is one of the common, you can say that common problem with the doctors, or it may be the any healthcare professionals, that patient is not heard by the healthcare professionals properly. So that need to be improved. So crisis response and active listening skill need to be improved. Case studies to understand the real situation. Again, this is very much important, to understand the real situation through the case studies. That means a practical situation which will be very much helpful to make the things make the student understandable. Self reflection, mandatory journalism of care simulation, it is included. Task designing healthcare material and conducting education sessions. So again, all those very basic things included into the healthcare psychology and communication skill, which all going to improve the patient adherence. Ultimately, they are going to enhance the patient adherence. So if we are considering that here as a challenge, what should be the major challenge? I should say, we should also, as a teacher, we should also read more, understand the real situation, and we should, because if we are not clear about that, we cannot give this to the students. So this is the major challenge, I should say. We need to equip ourselves into the better way, because it is not only now into the theoretical, now into the lab based, but it is direction towards the clinical practice into the real field. So we need to be better prepared for all those things. Now, in case of the social pharmacy, that is the second one. In case of the social pharmacy, we can say that in previously it was included into the 8th semester. Main focus it was into the concept of the healthcare disease, hygiene, national health program, all those things. But in 2026, into the second year, 4th semester, the students will, it is again it is evolving as a multidisciplinary. So about the medication adherence and biostatistics general concept, it will be there. Different system policy and the national program related to the healthcare, it is included. Pharmacoepidemiology, it is included. Preventive healthcare, it is included. Communicable and non-communicable disease is included. Nutrition, mental health, it is included. Pharmacoeconomics, again another important point whenever it is going into the real industry or into the real world setup. So pharmacoeconomics along with the rational use and the professional rules. So here we can say that like pharmacoepidemiology, we can say that nutrition and mental health, which is very much important, it is included along with the pharmacoeconomics. Now, in case of the social, this concept, whenever talking about the pharmacoeconomics, what we can find that in case of this syllabus, pharmacoeconomics, clinical evaluation concept, it is included. That means cost benefit analysis, cost effectiveness analysis, cost utility analysis. So all those is the very basic to any hospital setup and all. even into the industry. So that need to be that is included. That is included, and now I think the future pharmacist, it will be ready for the world into the better way. Similarly, in epidemiology and biostatistics, also it is included. That is the role of biostatistics into the public health, because biostatistics, of course, we are studying as an individual subject, but generally we are considering the biostatistics. It may be important for the whenever we are doing about the preclinical research and all, animal study and other things, that time biostatistics is required, but not biostatistics. It is required into the prevalence study, it means the public health, etc., etc. So this, it is biostatistic integration into the pharmacoepidemiology. It is one of the major part of this curriculum. So through this frequency, incident and prevalence model, it can be, students will get understand risks, odd ratio, relevant risks analysis, all those things he can get the he can able to perform, and decision, evidence based public health policy, he could take that, able to take the decision. So this thing is the very basic, very important point in social pharmacy and public health. Now, whenever we are talking about the labs, if we have previous syllabus, there is no lab for the social pharmacy. But here, now the lab is included into the 409P. Now, in case of the 409P, now it is the student develop the health promotion material. Now, it is very much important, because whenever we are talking about the healthcare, to preparing the health promotion material with the proper information, practice of the mental health screening using the standardized method, these are the things. It is we can say that it is very much important, and students will get the information about this into the proper way through these things. And if we are talking about these practicals, what are the we can say that practicals, it is included. Of course, general healthcare intervention, like patient, if we are considering this part, patient counseling, preparation of the healthcare awareness document, rational use of the drug, vaccine schedule, prevalence calculation, cost utility calculation. So all those things, it is included in practical curriculum, which is the practical aspect, and it is the industry or the hospital relevant. Similarly, as a pharmacist, we should have the life-saving training too, like wound dressing and the basic suturing techniques, hand wash, hand sanitizing techniques, parenteral route of administration, basic first aid techniques, training on the basic life. So all those things, life-saving approach or the regular approaches, it is included in the practical curriculum, which is very much important. Similarly, hand-on competency, like blood pressure, body mass index. Of course, these are the content previously also it is there, but it is also provided into the in a extended manner. Blood glucose, body temperature, oxygen saturation, hemoglobin level, all those things also it is included to give the hands-on competency. So now coming to the what is the changes into the pharmacy practice curriculum. Pharmacy practice curriculum, if we are talking about the both the syllabus, it was there into the 7th semester 2016 and 2026. But what is the key changes? Now it is more patient oriented and public health oriented. That means shift from the product or service to patient care. So there is a clear shift, it is there. In case of the 2026, we can say that broader professional orientation. Previously also it is there, but now it is into the broader professional orientation, which includes WHO, FIP guidelines, GPP, healthcare, drug delivery, policy making, etc. In case of the hospital pharmacist, NABH standard, health and the healthcare system integration. All those things it is included, which will help to make the future ready pharmacist for the clinical practice. Then we can say that as a community pharmacist, if we are that includes the prescription handling, patient counseling, OTC medication league, vaccination service. Again, another important role, vaccination service. So role was expanded. Previously also is there, but now the role was expanded. In case of the clinical pharmacy, previously also it is there. Now it is a little bit more strengthened. Drug information services which was included, it was extended to from the drug to poison information and the medical related problem also. That means more clinical relevance. We can consider it is a more clinical relevance. In case of the other points, if we are taking the medicine adherence, we can say that more patient oriented, because the assessment tool, intervention strategy into the medical adherence, it was included. Previously it was the basic thing, but now the tools and the intervention strategy it was included. In case of the patient counseling, of course, in the first semester communication skill it is there. Here also communication skill, what are the different barrier, educational material, counseling strategy, in the expanded manner it is included. In case of the vaccination service, it was now it is included into the separately. Prescribing guideline, again some of the specific, previously it is there in the general, now it is into the specific pediatric, geriatric, pregnancy, lactating, all those things, and the guideline it is there. That means to useful to give the stronger clinical decision support. Essential medicinal concept, it was previously also, what is the now it is strengthening. Telemedicine, one of the important point, because the telemedicine we are now we are all are using this particular service, but it was included now into the this syllabus. So the student will get the idea, get the things about the digital healthcare system, it is there. So all those things, and inventory and budget management, of course reduce emphasis in the this syllabus, but it was included. So it is nothing but the what is the positioning pharmacist in the interdisciplinary healthcare team. Because of course whenever we are talking about the healthcare, it is nothing but the teamwork, it is the interdisciplinary, multidisciplinary to positioning pharmacist into the proper knowledge, proper skill into the interdisciplinary healthcare team. This is the major goal of these changes, what I feel. Now AI in the clinical application, again AI, we know that in case of the AI already we have discussed in pharmacology last session also, but what we can say that like very specifically related to the pharmacy practice, we can say that AI into the drug safety and the pharmacovigilance, that means signal detection using the pharmacovigilance. Then personalized medicine for the patient variables, AI models, this stratification, clinic outcome based modeling using the AI, that means predicting the outcome, as well as the supervised learning project. All those things it is also included under this AI and clinical application. That means not only get the skill into the skill, but also to get the idea, to get the adequate knowledge in the AI, in the clinical application, that is also included, and very basic points it was included. Therefore, this is another the important move into the strengthening the healthcare system by producing the better skilled pharmacist. Now, in case of the clinical pharmacotherapeutics, we can say that it is also I have discussed into the pharmacology, and here also the students able to analyze about the etiopathogenesis and therapeutic management of the management, as we it is not only the pathophysiology on management. That's why it is also positioning itself into the pharmacy practice, like several diseases, cardiovascular, renal, CNS, endocrine, respiratory, all those diseases, the therapeutic management also included into the pharmacotherapeutic. So these are the major changes we can observe into the this pharmacy practice. So evaluation, if we are talking about the evaluation, there is a overall evaluation of 12 to 15 completely new clinical experiment it was included, which is useful for the emergency readiness, which useful for the public health assessment, which useful for the patient communication and public protection. So that means in the all major areas of a as a clinical or the patient care, including the emergency, including the condition assessment, including the communication, including the prevention, all those it was included, and the practical activity related to this, it was included into the different courses of courses which is related to the pharmacy practice. So this is very, very a strategical move or the shift. So as we are telling, in 2030, we will get the first batch who are going to studying this 2026 syllabus. So this syllabus will guide the student in process to be the guardian of the patient outcome. You can say that this syllabus it can guide. So by integrating the psychology, therapeutics, it is now pharmacy practice, it is nothing but the bridging the empathy to specialized clinical evidence, job readiness, hospital integration, which is very much integrated. Versatility can used into the traditional retail also, clinical research also, digital startup also. Confidence will grow up by studying the different subjects. So he will not feel that he do not know about that particular area where he will go for the job. And community engagement, which is very much important as a pharmacist, as a citizen. Community and engagement it is required, and as a pharmacist our role is more so better engagement with the skill and modern tools and techniques it is there. So but before finishing, I should say that whenever we are moving into this particular shift, again I feel that as a teacher we need to also be prepared. We need to be more skillful. We need to give the proper knowledge to the students so that we can get 2030 the guardian of the patient outcomes in our society. With this, once again, thank you for the organizers for inviting me and all the esteemed teachers and the members who are present here. Thank you. Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir. Thank you very much. Sir explained how the new syllabus bridges pharmaceutical science and patient care by changing the drug-centric approach to patient-centric approach. A well-explained session by how the professionalism is incorporated, and then the expanded role of community pharmacists, the focus of quality, the importance of soft skills, and the AI integration, everything well explained. I should say this session explained how the student become the guardian of patient outcome. Thank you, sir, for the well explained session. Now the session is open for discussion. Faculty and participants can post the queries in the chat box. We'll discuss about. Or you can unmute and ask. There is one question: is heavy investment required for new pharmacology labs?
But I don't think so, sir. There will be the heavy investment is required because if we are talking about the pharmacology labs, uh, of course, some of the instrument may be required, but like if we are considering the practicals of the pharmacology, we can see that that is softwares. As we have told, there is so many softwares which is available into the free version into the government website also that is available, and already we are using the for the preclinical studies software. We are already being using different softwares. Along with that, now few softwares it will be added. We can try it with the free softwares also. Along with that, some of the practicals like in vitro test and all, of course, but I don't think, because we are doing the research and other things, so of course it may be some of the few instrument it is required, but uh, uh, but I don't think it will be the heavy instruments it will be required as of now. This is my personal view.
The question was from Dr. Prashant SS. There is another question from Principal IGIPS. Is there any changes in the PharmD syllabus in the upcoming years?
Sir, actually, that will be depends upon the PCI. I think PCI will look into the matter, and of course, since the upgradation is going on, so of course they will look into the matter, sir.
Thank you, Gangadharappa sir, for the congratulations. I think there is no other queries.
Can we then wind up the session?
Yes.
Yes, I think. Then in that case, let me propose the vote of thanks. Thank you, Manju CS Madam, our chairperson. And thank you, Dr. Saikat Sen, Honorable Speaker for the day, for sharing your valuable insights on the evolving role of pharmacy practice within the revised curriculum framework. I want to especially thank you for actually taking 2 sessions on pharmacology as well as pharmacy practice on the same day. The discussions today have highlighted the growing importance of competency-based education, clinical exposure, patient-centered care, and the integration of pharmacy professionals into the healthcare system. On behalf of APTI Kerala State Branch, I extend our sincere appreciation to our resource persons, chairpersons, and all participants for making today's program a meaningful and engaging learning experience. Thank you all for your active participation, and we look forward to meeting you in the next session of this FTP series. Have a pleasant evening.
Thank you, sir. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Thank you.